Believe it or not, it's true. There is another disease that is sweeping the country. In fact, it's sweeping the world. It's an older disease than the coronavirus. It's been around for a long, long, long time. And it is absolutely, it's a pandemic. It is incredibly destructive. It is destroying all sorts of lives and homes and people, and I just don't know what to say. The only thing about this one is I don't know that social distancing would really help us. There's no vaccine. There's no pill you can take. It's a devastating disease. I'm talking about the disease of lying. There's more cases of it. They're literally, in Grant County here in West Virginia, we only have, I think, 9 cases or something like that. There's only been 9 positive tests of the coronavirus. Thousands of positive tests of lying. It's overwhelming. Everywhere you go, it's just an epidemic, a pandemic. It's become something that's so accepted and so part of who we are and so part of life that we just take it as part of normal life. We call them oftentimes little white lies, saying, it really doesn't hurt anybody. It's okay. There are liars' clubs. There are people that their entire movies and songs built around the idea of telling a lie and making it sound like that's a good thing, like that's the right thing to do. How did we get to this point? This is not what good life is built upon. This is not what good marriages are built upon. This is not what good relationships are built upon. This is not what good businesses are built upon. And yet we've made it seem as though lying is such a normal part of life that it's just something we need to accept and even participate in. I've had Christians sit in my office for marriage counseling, and it was obvious that one of the two were lying. Maybe both were. And it would later come out that one or the other had lied. I had a couple sit in my office years ago, and the husband said, I know she's having an affair, and the woman sat there and said, I am not having an affair. I am not involved with anybody. I am not seeing anybody. And she said it with such conviction that I believed her. Only to find out a few weeks later that she had in fact been seeing another man in another town. How did we get to this point? How did we get to the point where we say it's okay to lie? Well, I'll tell you how. The Bible says in John chapter 8, verse 44, you belong to your father, the devil, who wants you to carry out, your father the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding the truth. For there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. This is something that Satan promotes, makes it seem like the right thing to do. It's the easy thing to do. It's going to keep you from getting in trouble. It's what you should do. And people do it all the time thinking, okay, everybody else lies. Why shouldn't I lie? Well, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, but only what is helpful for the building up of others to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. Don't let any unwholesome talk. Lying, believe it or not, is unwholesome talk. It says in Colossians chapter 3, verse 9, do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices. It says if you're a believer, if you're a follower of Christ, then that should not be part of who you are and what you're doing. Your yes should be yes, your no should be no, your word should be absolutely trustworthy. We live in a time where everything has to be put in writing and signed in triplicate, and copies made and filed and notarized and everything else, because nobody can trust anybody's word. How sad. There was a time when if a man gave you his word and shook hands on it, that was a contract. We're so far from that today. So my challenge to you today is, no matter how tempting it may be, no matter how much you feel you might need to do it, be truthful. Don't lie. Be truthful. You'll find in the end, it'll bless you and it'll bless the people in your life, because lying only ever in the end destroys. It comes from Satan. I'm not saying he makes you lie, but he definitely motivates. He definitely tempts you to lie. Don't fall for his temptation. Well, my time is gone. I got long-winded today. I'm sorry. You have a great day. I hope, it looks like it's going to be kind of an overcast day, but I've got a ministerial association meeting today and a whole bunch of other stuff. You take care of yourself, and I just pray God's blessing on you, that you have a great time today and a great day in the Lord. I'll see you tomorrow.